Hello and welcome to this training topic titled Interested or Committed? It's a choice every garage owner must take. My name is Andy Crook and I'm your host for tonight's training topic on the subject of interested or committed. Every week I go live on one of the 5 pillars of business as I see it. This week we're talking about interested or committed, and you're probably pondering ways to improve your garage business. You've maybe attended workshops, read a few books, or sought advice from fellow business owners. But here's the burning question. Are you merely interested in change, or are you truly committed to transformation? History has taught us some valuable lessons about commitment. Consider the Vikings, who upon reaching new shores would command their men to burn their boats. This wasn't an act of madness, it was an act of absolute commitment. With no means of retreat, victory became the only option. They were forced to improvise, adapt and overcome. Success was all but guaranteed. As garage owners, we might not need to burn our boats, but we must ask ourselves, have we created safety nets that are holding us back? Are we keeping one foot in the old ways of doing things while testing new waters? Have we still got one foot in the boat, or do we need to burn that boat to commit to the new ways? You might have heard the old fable about the chicken and the pig discussing opening a breakfast restaurant. The chicken, excited about the idea, suggests that they serve full English breakfasts. The pig, however, is hesitant and replies, "No thanks, you'd be interested, but I'd be committed." In a full English breakfast, the chicken is interested. It provides the eggs and walks away. The pig, however, is truly committed. It provides the bacon and makes the ultimate sacrifice. In your garage business, are you the chicken, making superficial changes while maintaining a safe distance? Or are you the pig, fully committed to transforming your business, whatever it takes? Are you willing to make the sacrifice, take the risks, and remove the safety shackles? Both of those stories remind me of a garage owner I was speaking to who was struggling with his business and sought help from a renowned business coach. When the coach quoted £6,000 for a 3-month program, he balked at the price. "That's expensive," he said. "I can get business advice for free." The coach explained that his program, when followed, increased turnover on average by £12,000 in the first year alone. That the program paid for itself many times over, and that many of his customers continued year after year. However, he still declined and spent the next year dabbling with free advice and YouTube videos. His competitor down the road, however, decided to invest in the coaching program. And 12 months later, the competitor had employed 2 more techs and expanded the business into new service offerings, while the other garage owner was still struggling with the same old issues. And here's the truth. Being interested is safe, simple and superficial. It's attending a workshop but never implementing the learnings. It's buying the business book that then gathers dust on your shelf. It's nodding along to the advice but never taking action. Being committed, however, is different. It's investing time, money and energy into your business's future. Making tough decisions that might be unpopular in the short term. Pushing through difficulties when others would give up. Let's look at the 3 types of commitment you could be faced with. The first one's financial. When you're merely interested, you look for the cheapest option or maybe the free advice. When you're committed, you invest in quality tools, training and expertise, understanding that sometimes you need to spend money to make money. Leverage time like a millionaire, but buy things like a pauper. The next commitment is time. When you're interested, you'll be working on improvements in your business when it's convenient. If you're committed, it means blocking time out for business development, even if it means coming in early or staying late. And what does that look like? Most people I speak to are already very busy, but there are 3 hours between 5 and 8 on most calendars that are overlooked. And that could be between 5 and 8 in the morning or 5 and 8 in the evening, depending on your other commitments. Those 3 hours, there are 6 in total, can be made use of. Maybe not all three in the morning and the evening, but certainly some part of them can be made use of. There's a great book, I think it's called The 5 a.m. Club, that talks about this time. Because we all have 24 hours in a day, but how you use them is up to you. Are you truly committed or just interested? Being interested means you'll work on your business until it gets uncomfortable. Being committed means pushing through discomfort because you know it's necessary for growth. We need to be comfortable being, we need to make sure that we can sustain being uncomfortable for longer and longer periods. You need to make a choice. As you read this, you might be scrutinizing your own level of commitment. Perhaps you're realizing you've been interested when you needed to be invested. Maybe you're seeing that your hesitation, half-heartedness, and hope for easy solutions have been holding you back. So just take a second now to think about times, maybe in the last few months or the last year, when you've been just interested and not committed, when you haven't been fully committed to making a change. You can ask this about your personal life, personal development, as well as your business, because the greatest investment is the one you make in yourself. It always pays the greatest return. So when you're pondering this question, have you just been interested when you should have been invested? What can you ask yourself? Am I willing to make difficult decisions that might be uncomfortable in the short term? Or are you going down the popular route, making the popular short-term decisions that long-term are probably not serving you well? Am I ready to invest seriously in my future or in your business's future? Am I prepared to stick with changes even when times are difficult, when things get difficult? Or do you revert back to the status quo? The good news is you can change your approach right now, in this moment. All you need to do is make the commitment. If you're ready to move from interested to committed, the way forward looks a bit like this. So the first thing you need to do is stop seeking shortcuts and start embracing the journey. Understand that the journey is there to be enjoyed. It's not meant to be easy. Once you understand that commitment to embracing the challenges and that there are no quick fixes and nothing worthwhile is easy, that once you start that mindset, things start to change. You start to think about, well, you know what? Yes, it's going to be difficult, but I'm ready. I'm committed to it. The second thing you need to do once you flip that mindset from the shortcut to the more difficult path is to invest in proper training and systems, even when it hurts. I always refer to physical training and business training. I sort of draw those parallels quite regularly. To make a muscle stronger, you must stress it. You must tear the microfibers within the muscle, and then you have to allow it to rest and recover, and then you train again, and you keep doing that. That's, in effect, what you have to do in business. You have to go and put your head where it hurts in rugby parlance or football parlance. You need to do stuff that's going to be uncomfortable. You might need to take a little bit more risk. If you're particularly risk averse, that hurts. It might mean that you need to spend money that you want to save. As long as you have enough money and liquidity in your business, I normally say 3 to 6 months, no more than that, then you should be investing in proper training and systems. And this is when a business is in the growth phase. It's normally when it's most vulnerable, because that's when everything starts to go less than ideal. Suboptimum, I think, is the Formula One term. And you need to be ready. You need to see when it's being stretched to breaking point, and then you need to fix it, allow it to recover, then stretch it again, then fix it, allow it to recover, then stretch it again, and so on and so forth. Because that's how it grows. If you leave it comfortable, you never stress it, it doesn't get any bigger or stronger. And it's the same for business. You need to start making decisions based on long-term success, not short-term comfort. It's an easy trap to fall into. You make the popular decision now because it, it keeps everyone happy, rather than making the more uncomfortable, less popular decision, which will serve the business and yourself in the long term. It's this difference between being interested in making changes and being truly committed to changes, whether that be to yourself or your business, that can make the difference. It's the decision you have to make. As much as it's a physical decision, it's also a mental decision. You have to be in the right mindset. Your future isn't determined by market conditions, your competition, or even the economic climate. It's determined by your level of commitment to success. The difference between interest and commitment is the difference between wishful thinking and meaningful action. It's the difference between hoping your garage will improve and then taking the right action to ensure that it does. So which are you? Are you interested in having a better garage business, or are you committed to creating one? The choice is yours. Remember this: the Vikings who burned their boats, the pig who gave his all, and the garage owner who invested in real change all have one thing in common. They were committed, not just interested. Your garage future is waiting. Your personal future is waiting. The question simply is, are you committed? Are you ready to burn your boats? If I've made you think even a little bit about how you are prepared to take the next step to improve either your personal life, your investment in yourself, or your business, then I've done my job. This is a topic I find fascinating because I speak to people quite regularly about becoming better at whatever it is that they want to do. Everyone, I suppose, is interested, but very few are committed. The difference between the two is probably a little flip of mindset and then that determination to keep going when things get tough. Thanks for listening. Maybe see you next time. Bye.